Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Building Your Empire with SophieZo. I'm excited to have another amazing guest on the show this week. Today's guest is Michele Swinick, the queen of quality content and collaboration. She's a purpose-driven entrepreneur, story sharer, passionate networker, and host of the Everything Home Talk radio show, podcast, and patriotic purpose-driven resource platform. One location for all the information with take action items and resources to grow your business, enhance the quality of life, your quality of life, and make a difference, especially in your communities. And her website is everythinghomeaboutus.com. Michele, welcome to the show, to my podcast. I'm so excited to have you here. Thank you for being here today.
Well, thank you for having me. And thank you for being such a wonderful guest when you come on my show, Sophie. So in case the audience doesn't know, Sophie's one of our partners because when you come on our show, we want you to come back. We want you to just not be a one hit wonder because look how that works for everybody. Because it's all about collaboration and partnerships and promotion and everybody working together. So she comes on. She tries once a month, but she's too busy sometimes. So I don't hear from her sometimes for 2-3 months because she's busy helping everybody grow their business through her virtual assistance program. So there's a plug for you, Zoe.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And yes, I do need to get back on your show. It's just been such crazy times. The end of year is always crazy times, but I am working on getting back on your show and I'm glad that I can be a part of it. So let's jump right in, Michele. My question I ask all my guests: what is your best tip, trick, or advice for helping business owners and entrepreneurs scale from 6 figures to 7 and beyond?
Collaboration, and picking up the phone. It's amazing how we have lost sight of the value of a phone conversation over a Zoom. And I only say phone, and that's because you can't meet in person, right? That human interaction and that brainstorming power and exchanging information and exchanging ideas with one another. We've kind of gotten away from that. And I have proof of concept because over the past couple weeks, I have made an incredible effort to have collaboration calls with everyone that's been on my platform. We've had 200. Oh, we just hit 301. So we're at 301 live guests in the past year, right? So that's everybody there is a small business owner or an entrepreneur or a purpose driven person or somebody that is in charge of a nonprofit organization, which just because it's nonprofit doesn't mean you don't run it like a business, right? Nonprofit just means you don't got to pay taxes on your profit. That's all that means. Otherwise, you run it just like a regular business. And the amazing things that has transpired just in the past couple of weeks alone from these phone conversations where you really dug deep and said, okay, what it is that do you need? How can I help you? How can you help me? What can we do together? Who do you know? And from there he has already been some incredible partnerships created, 2 or 3 other projects that are very close to being finished that have very nice streams of revenue attached to it, plus different layers of exposure for everybody. And it's bringing more people together. So as you're saying, grow from one bracket of income to another. I just added 2 components that potentially can do that within several months because 2 people got on the phone together and started having a conversation. So really, that's what it is. It's collaboration, not reinventing the wheel. You know, I call it your database of diamonds for a reason because it's something that you've basically your entire life, you've created this network of people from people that you went to school with many, many years ago. Who knows? Some of them you've kept in touch, but some of you maybe have no idea what they're doing. And it turns out, wow, they're pretty successful. Wow, they have a lot of contacts that I need to know. And I have people that they need to know. So when I started looking at it, because I first went with the people that have been on the show, and then I went wider. And I said, oh my God, there's millions of dollars sitting here. Millions of dollars for everyone that wants to participate. And I said, if this is in mine, and I'm just a little old me. Can you imagine what's in other people's that they haven't even realized that's in there? And how many people that are in my database that need to know each other? I said, now you're onto something. What do you think about that, Zoe?
I think that is incredible. I love it because, so many people are like, "Oh, we can't collaborate. We're competitors," or,
Mm-mm.
you're collaborating with my competitor. I can't work with you. It's not about competition.
Hmm.
It's about collaboration. And yes, phone calls, Zoom calls. Some of us are being able to open up and meet in person too. Whatever works for you in that sense of connection, because it is more than a Zoom call, a phone call. Everybody's, we all have these cell phones and we're all texting and everything, but are we actually really making phone calls? I really like that because, it is more than even just, following someone on social media. I mean, that's all great and well, but it is the human connection and working together, because there are millions of people out there that we can all have some sort of relationship with and help each other out, because, you know, I'm me in my little Nashville, Tennessee, and I have my database, and that kind of thing. But you have your database, my clients
Hmm.
have their databases, my connections, and all these people. And we all think about, oh no, that's my database. You can't have it. I can't share that with you. Now, yes, we do have to worry about the spam laws and the sharing of information laws, but that's why you have the phone call. You talk about it and you see how you
Hmm.
can work that to where we're all being legal and ethical and all those things. So tell me a little bit more about these kinds of collaboration calls you've had. It sounds like it's because a lot of people are going to like, yeah, you're going to get on this call with me and you're going to sell me something.
Mm-mm.
And you're not
Yeah.
really. You want to collaborate, you want to help them, and vice versa. So tell me a little bit more about how that conversation goes, so that the people can see that it's not a sales call of you pitching yourself to those people. You truly are trying to collaborate. What does that conversation look like?
Well, I have an advantage when it comes to this because the people I'm having these initial conversations with, they've all been on my show or come on my show, and they know me as a person because they've gotten to know me over the 1, 2, 3, maybe 12, 15 times they've been on. So they know my entire platform has nothing to do with me pitching me. It's about showcasing the guests that come on the show that talk about how to grow your business, enhance the quality of your life, and make a difference, especially in your communities. So I kind of have a little bit of a one up, which is a unique situation. But then from those benefits for me, because most of the time, and this is the thing about building the relationships and taking the relationships to the next level, where I was like, all right, so most people don't have that advantage. Where those people that I'm having these conversations with already know that I've been giving for a year to them, right? Because they come on the show and I'm promoting them on social media and in our newsletters and talking about them on our show. And they have a placement on the website, things like that. So they already know that there's nothing to sell. So the thing that's been amazing, and I was trying to figure out a way to make this easy for somebody who doesn't have that automatic relationship with people, how they could use it. So what happened is when I got on the phone call with them, the first thing they said was, Michelle, it's been great working you for this year. I love coming on the show. What can I do to help you? What do you need from me? And what do you need to sell? What it is? What can I do to help you make money? Everyone said that. So it goes to the point where if you're, and I believe Zig Ziglar, and I need to pull the quote up again, but it's basically if you help others get what they want, that you will end up getting what you want. So that's why I was thinking that these collaboration calls really, really do mean something, because I was not ever pitching anything to these guys. So then when I actually made the phone call, they're like, "What can I do? What can I buy from you? What do you want? What do you want me to buy? Like, where do I write the check? And how can I help you? How can I promote you?" So then I was like, "Okay, well then it's interesting that you mentioned the sales things, because other people have said that, the people that don't have the relationship already." So I said, well, what you can do is you can offer them something of value right from the start. If you do have a show, which if you don't have a show, you probably should start one, because it's an amazing platform and it's free. And, it doesn't take much. You can do video. I just happen to do talk radio show. It's audio. And there's no reason why. Maybe that's incentive for you to say, hey, I'm starting a show and I'd like you to be on it. Because if you're not selling and you're not marketing and you're not promoting yourself, what are you really doing? Unless you're working with a client who has actually paid you, what are you doing with your whole day? right? So you're constantly having to get your stuff out there. So maybe that's something you can do, is do that, or come up with if you have one of those, people have a free offer, right? Sophie, you have a free offer. So say something like that you want to give them something of value, or just say, listen, I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm here to find people in my life, in my database, that truly are like-minded, that want to collaborate, that want to promote each other, that want to help each other get to the next level, so that we can kind of create our own little network of people that you've already worked with, that I've already worked with. So I don't have to reinvent the wheel, right? So look at it from this standpoint. If I need a product or service, in the old days, right, we used to call up a friend and said, hey, I need a guy to fix my air conditioning. You got a guy? And you're like, yeah, I got a guy. Give me a second. Let me get his number. Well, nowadays, we don't do that. We'll go to Google. I don't want stranger danger. We've been told our whole lives that strangers are bad, stranger danger. And the first thing we do when we need somebody, we go to Google and get a stranger. When you have, I don't know, a neighbor who's probably had their air conditioning service, and you probably have, I don't know, 4 or 5 of them within 20 feet of your house, that you can ask them for somebody rather than going with a stranger, right? Because I'd rather have somebody have done all the legwork, pass their smell test, because I like their opinion, or I trust what they have to say. So I don't have to reinvent the wheel. I don't have that kind of time. I need an air conditioning guy. I'm hot. It's not working. I'm sweating. I need a guy. And I need a guy who's not going to rip me off. And I need a guy who's not going to trash my house when he comes in. And he's going to give me a good price. And he's going to show up, right? He's going to show up. So why am I going to go get a stranger? No, go to your database. So basically, that's how you can approach it. Say, I'm looking to find all like-minded people in my world. And then because I want to create this database of people that I can give referrals to, that can give referrals to me. So we don't have to reinvent the wheel every single time. And then when I need that, I don't have to go try to find it, because I don't have time to go find it. And then vet somebody? It's like dating. Okay. Dating is the worst. Who wants to date? I don't want to get to know you. I don't want to learn all the stuff like from scratch. I'd rather you show up with kind of like a one sheet, and kind of like maybe you've done a few interviews, so I can listen to those and screen, and maybe an owner's manual. That's awesome. I want somebody else to do the heavy lifting. So if you have, you come across from that way, it's like, I'm not selling you any of my stuff because you probably don't want it anyway. It's okay. But maybe your friends do, because I know that some of my friends probably want some of the things you have. So what I tell the people that I'm on the phone call with is say, hey, listen, identify 10 people that are on the same page as you and I having this conversation right now, where we don't want to reinvent the wheel in life. We just want to be able to help the people that we like get to the next level where they want to be, so they can actually maybe have a little bit more peace of mind, or they can actually accomplish more in the world because they have more money, so they could do more good, right? That's all we're trying to do. Make everyone's life a little bit easier so they can go do like awesome things, right? We just want people to do awesome things, help more people in whatever capacity that is. So could you imagine, I had 10 people, and then I had those conversations. They said, okay, I love it. And then they had 10 people. So now you have 100 people that are like-minded. Not one person has spent $1. And you have a database now that is all working together, totally different things that they do. And you could start cross-promoting one another, sharing a post, or adding people to your newsletter, or becoming, whatever level of partnership you want to call it. And by just introducing those people together, you can't tell me that somebody's not going to buy something within those people if you've got 100 people there participating, right? Whether you stick some of them on a Zoom call, or you put them in a Facebook group, or you put them in a Clubhouse room, or you figure out a certain landing spot. And it's all about, do they want to show up, right? You can have a room, or you can have a Facebook group of 5,000 people. But if only 4 people are participating, the place is only as good as who's willing to show up and what content they're willing to provide. So, it's not necessarily selling something. I'm just telling you what I do. And you need to be reminded, because how many times does it take to get in front of somebody before they do something? It was 8 to 9, then it was 12 to 15. Now it's probably 45 times you got to be in front of them. I don't need 45 times. I just need to know where to look when I need something. So you end up creating a networking group with people that know everybody that knows everybody, that there's some sort of relationship already established. So you don't have to. I mean, you can obviously bring in strangers, right? But you've already done 30, 40, 50 years of networking. And so has your friends. So use that to your advantage. And you will see some people, no, 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 I'm not interested. Thank you. I'm not interested in meeting new people that are already on the same page with me. I enjoy, finding things on Google, or I enjoy spending money on ads and getting, no return. And my customer acquisition cost is really, really high. I think that's cool. I like the way that I'm doing things. So, well, then that's fine. This is something where it doesn't cost you any money. It just costs you some time, but that's all we have is time. Right? That's all and we can, and would be awesome to make more of it. So it's just a whole I call it a repositioning of your reality in regards to your business and your personal life and your relationships, because we're not taking advantage of it. And when I did explain this to people, every single person was like, "Oh my God, this is what I've been looking for. I need something like this. I'm all in." And I have people that I want to bring into it. And no membership fee. No membership fee. Membership fee is just showing up. That's your fee. I want you to show up. You shouldn't have to charge somebody $500 a month because of what that forces them to show up. No, you want to show up because you'll probably actually make some amazing relationships, friendships, and whatever else. No, do you think people can do that? Do you think your audience can give it a try, Sophie? I think they can.
I think they can. I think they would welcome that because it's not it's cost effective. Like you said, it's free, which means it's cost effective, and it's people working together to help each other. Not and yes, there's selling involved, but it's not necessarily me to you or you to me. We're in our network. It's like, hey, I need such and such, and Michele says, oh, that'd be Sophie. Go call
Mhm.
Sophie and get on a call with her, and she can help you with that. And I can be the other way. Oh, you need X? Oh, well, that's Michele and that's George. And we can, and it's a much better way of collaborating, communicating, and growing all these communities that everybody talks about, these online communities, Facebook groups, whatever. It's there are so many groups out there now that profess to be these networking groups, but there's thousands, if not tens of thousands of people in them. You don't know hardly any of them, and a lot of the content passing forth in that group is just, it's not the level of connection and sharing of information that's really required, like you're talking about in these collaborations and building a more personalized network like this. So I really love that, and I really love how you've put that together, even for someone who doesn't necessarily have a lot of connections to start with. It's like, don't forget, you have friends, you have family, you have clients, you have people in your circle that you can talk to about in the same way, where it's not about you selling them your services, it's about you
Mm-mm.
guys working together to help each other grow your businesses and do the things you need to do in your life, both your life and your business, and like you said, your communities too. So
Well,
I
yeah,
love
even if you
that.
don't have a lot, real quick, I just want to give this as a plug for people, because they got to, like I said, you've got to reposition the way that you've done things, right? Because we're in this box. You go to church, okay? Most of those people have a job, right? Whether maybe and they probably some have their own business. You're a volunteer or you're a supporter of a nonprofit organization. Those people have to pay their bills somehow. So you have those two things alone that you would think have nothing to do with business have everything to do with business, because they're people and people have to pay bills. And how do you pay bills? You got to earn an income, whether it's go somewhere to do it or you do it on your own. So you have two networks right there that you would have never thought could be something that could be your database. But those people you have really something in common with, because it's not just a business transaction. You share the same values and faith. You share the same values in things that you believe in and support, which is usually a little bit stronger than people that you've done business with, like a past client or a customer. So see what I mean? There's
Yes,
there's so many worlds out there that we just need to open our eyes.
I love it. I love it. Yes. And I know there are people probably saying, but they're my friends, I don't want to bug them with this thing. And it's like, then if they're really your friends, they don't mind talking about this kind of collaboration. Again, it's not about selling to your friends. It's about building, taking that friendship and making more friendships and more connections and helping each other out. So, yeah, I do love that. That is, and we've gotten so far away from that with the internet and everything else. And
Yeah.
it's really great that you're bringing that back to the forefront and helping people realize that, yeah, your friends and your family and the people in your communities, whether it be your church, your vet's office, your doctor's office, different things. You have all these connections and people that you can talk to and work with and build this little community of referral system. And I really love that. So thank you very much. That is a different perspective for so many of the listeners on my show to really consider in their next marketing initiative can actually be, well, let's do this little group thing that costs nobody any money, just a little time to say, hey, and have some conversations. And now maybe if you go out to a dinner and you eat and drink a little bit, that costs you that. But like you said, no
Right.
membership fee.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you want me to go out and eat good food and have a drink? I'm so there. But you want me to spend $600 a month?
Yeah. For what?
It's
Yeah.
kind of crazy, kind of crazy. So, but
Hmm.
yes, I love that. And that is really great. So, you've brought some really great points to the people. Where can my people who have not been on your show already find you to become a part of your community, a part of that network, to be on your show and to be a part of the collaborations that you're doing?
So the website I give out is, I encourage everybody to only give one website, even though that there's social media, there's podcast players that you can follow us on. I give one, which is everythinghomeaboutus.com. Everythinghomeaboutus.com. Everything Home is the show. So everythinghomeaboutus.com is actually, and this is a great business and marketing and personal tip for people. Launch Links is similar to Linktree. Linktree and I didn't get along so well. They didn't like me. They kicked me off. They kicked me off. What are you going to do? I talk the truth too much on my show. So, what are you going to do? Just like Facebook. They don't like me. They won't let me do Facebook Lives. So you can put as many links as you want on there, but you can also do a description or a write-up. You can put little cool emojis on there so that it makes it easy for people to find exactly what they're looking for. So they can go there and then they can listen to any of the episodes. They can find all of the amazing partners, which are our guests, which you're one of them, and all of the guests' information. Their shows are there, so that you can click on something, and it'll get you to that person's website, so you can easily find out who they are. And there's a whole list. There's a lot. There's a lot. Plus, if you want to follow us on social media, that'd be awesome. I encourage you to do this is to join the newsletter. And I said I was gonna give your audience some interesting little gifts today. So anybody that join, and I say join the newsletter, and this is not just because the things I'm a little loud on my show when it comes to talking about things that are truth, things that are going on. I call people out when they deserve to be called out. So I get a lot of censorship, right? But censorship in a I would say interesting, positive way. So if you do like somebody and you're following them on social media, make sure you join their newsletter, because it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, depending on the things that are going on in the world, which is reality. They could disappear one day on social media, or they could be posting and you not see it. Like I get shadow banned. So I encourage everybody to join other people's newsletters if you really like them. And so if you join our newsletter, and it'll have join the newsletter in the list there, or if when you're on the website, you'll see it in the lower right-hand corner, the big red button says join the newsletter. I'm putting together a course, okay, and I'm making it cheap because I want people to really get on this collaboration bandwagon. So I'm putting together a course. It should be done in about 2 weeks. So anybody that signs up for the newsletter, and then if they want to get the course, it's a $37 course. I'm giving 20% off. So it's actually 47, brings it down to 37. So anybody that's listening, they'll get $10 off, which is good. Hey, right? And it's called and I'm reading my notes, How to Unleash and Optimize Your Database of Diamonds to Never Pay for Marketing Again. And I will also give you free membership in our collaboration consortium, which is now growing. It's on multiple platforms. And I will give you an opportunity to come on the show, depending on what your topic is and what the topic is for the month. So I'm throwing all that in there for an incentive to help people optimize their database and unleash this power that they're sitting on. Because then if I'm showing you how to do it, and then you're jumping into my world, it's almost like you can't, why would you say no? You're actually getting an opportunity to jump on the train as it's going around. So then you'll be able to see how it's working. And then you also get introduced to this awesome networking group that I've actually created too. So I want you to be a part of that. So like-minded people, that's all it takes, people. But you got to show up. You got to show up. That's the important part. So everythinghomeaboutus.com, join the newsletter. And then once I launch the course, it'll only be $37 for your people. And they get an opportunity to come on the show and a free membership in any of the platforms. So how about that?
I love that. That is very generous and very cool. I love it. Thank you so much. And
Go ahead. Sorry about that.
it's okay. I just want to thank you again for being on the show and letting, being a part of my world. And I will get back to you and get back on your show because yes, it's been a while and I need to get back on there.
Yeah.
But again, it's the collaboration thing. We're working together, and I'm not paying you to do this, and you're not paying me to do it, and we're getting all of this exposure and visibility, which is what everybody talks about. Get exposure, get visibility, and here we are, and we're doing it. And I appreciate you, and I appreciate your time on the show today. And to my listeners, thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed what Michele had to say, and definitely check her out at everythinghomeaboutus.com. And I'll see you all next week.
Thank you, Zoe. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Oh,